Listen, I'm not an expert in this. I am really, it's really trial and error at this point when it comes to caretaking or caregiving for my mom. You know, first, I would tell anyone to just really give yourself some grace. This is it's not easy because you'll have days where either your client, your parent, your loved one will be responsive one day and then the next day won't say anything. Um, and when that happens, I would say take a deep breath and really, if it becomes overwhelming to you, because consistency for me is what stresses me out and what hurts me. Because, like, what's going on? Is this a form of dementia? What is this? Um, and sometimes it's just stubbornness. You know what I'm saying? When this happens, step away for a few minutes. If you got to meditate, if you got to pray about it, it's okay. Um, Another thing, make sure you have patience going into this. You're going to have days where you're like, what? Oh my God. Things are spilling out everywhere, or that loved one doesn't have any control over certain things, if you know what I mean. And you're like, oh my God. And then there's times where they, you know, may do something because, you don't always know what's going on in their mental, when they're being defiant or, um, being unkind. I've done research on this. It's like, wait a minute. I've always had a great relationship with my mom. You know, what's going on? What's happening? Why is there defiance? Why is there, resistance? And why is it grace for, you know, her caregivers, on days when I, have a break? Because I can't really afford to do it full time for caregivers. One day I will. But on days when it's not my day to care give. Um, you hear such great things that they had a great time, and I'm like, wow, I wish I can have, more of those times, and I often, think about that. I would say, don't let that bring you down. Celebrate the fact that there is healthy people that have the same love for your loved one, and that she's not giving them a bad day. She's not giving them a hard time. So though it's like, wow, I wish that I had happy days like that. Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that your loved one is not going to have a difficult time with that person that's also sharing the responsibility with you, but they will. But just when that happens, just celebrate and don't beat yourself up and think, oh man, what am I doing different? Am I doing something, um, you know, uh, wrong? Just really, I can't stress that enough. Give yourself some grace. You know, I would say always organize your area. When you're caregiving with your loved one, make sure that you have all of your supplies overstock. That's what I would say. Overstock. All of your gloves. You know, um, Great place for like the plastic chucks. Um, Walmart tend to like theirs. If you need cloth chucks, um, Amazon. Amazon is a great place to go for that to order. Plenty of wipes. I would say always have scissors handy. If your loved one is using pull ups, make sure um, that is available. Again, I would take some time to really pray about what's happening. Um, Ask God for that you really pray about what you is. Each day is going to have a good day, and then you're going to have days where you're like, oh my God, how did I get through this? Ask God for healing for your loved one, your parent, for understanding, strength. Um, Prayer is what gets me through. You know, if you don't have a prayer life, find someone that's in your circle that you can talk to, because you're going to need an outlet to talk about this. Um, it is very tough. Um, it's really hard. It's a hard job. It's like another job, actually. So I would just say, really talk to someone that you can trust. Also, talk to other people that are going through the same thing. Have a support group. You know, all of that is needed. All of it. I've had some great people reach out to me on YouTube. Um, you know, Last year when I was really going through the thick of it, when my mom had her stroke, and people, that follow me, my catchers, gave me advice. So, and I would just also research, Google ways on how to find support groups. And it's trial and error. Find what works with you, find your rhythm, but just breathe. Take a walk. Sometimes you have to walk away for a minute because it could get really difficult, especially if you are teleworking and you're also taking care of that loved one. So I would just say, just take, moments throughout the time you are there with them. Because trust me, you're going to need it. But all in all, I can't stress it. Don't blame yourself. You're going to make mistakes, and that's okay. That's okay. Um, as long as your kindness and love, washing your hands thoroughly, cleaning that person, talking to them, your loved one or your parent. So, anyways, I just had to, this video was supposed to be a how to for you, but I felt like I had to talk to you guys. I had to talk it out. Today was a day. It was one of those days. So, anyways, I love you guys. Subscribe and comment. Okay. Bye.